Good afternoon and welcome to today's webinar where we're going to take a look at the newly released Infor CloudSuite CRM. What can it do? Why is it innovative? How will it affect your CRM experience? We're going to dive into these topics and more today, and we'll show you a live demo of the CloudSuite in action so you can see how it works for yourself. A few housekeeping items to start. This webinar is being held on the On24 platform, and sometimes it can be a little bit fussy. So to make sure you have the optimal experience, just check in your web browser at the top where the URL is. Just make sure that it's not blocking any pop-ups or Adobe Flash. Make sure you're utilizing the sound from your computer audio and that that's turned up. You can work with that on the screen with that media volume on the left. And if you have any issues at all, go ahead and enter those into the Q&A, and I will work with you to get those fixed. A couple of things to note. We will be recording this, and we will get it sent to you so you can have this for your records. In addition to that, if you have questions throughout, please save them until the end, and we will get to as many of them as we can. So, my name is Deneen Panarelli. I'm the Director of Marketing here at Technology Advisors. Most of you know us, but for those of you who do not, just bear with me for a quick soundbite. So who is Technology Advisors? We're a software consulting firm out of Chicago. We have more than 32 years of experience helping companies select and implement the right solutions. And as you can see by the slide, one of our longest standing relationships has been with Infor. We partnered with Infor because we saw the value it could bring to our customers long term. And I think today you'll see a lot of that value shining through. So we're pretty much a jack of all trades when it comes to software, specifically CRM, implementation, training, support, migration, integration. And, you know, we use that formula to help us ensure that our customers succeed. So enough about us. Let's check out the agenda and meet our presenters. So first we're going to go over some product strategy. What's the direction that the product is going in? We'll look at the mobile client. We'll look at Infor's tech platform and the CRM specifically. Then we're going to see the demo, and then we're going to talk about next steps. So with us today is Michelle Reidman. She's a Senior Product Manager at Infor. Michelle has extensive experience with Infor, and she's going to be presenting the key information about the CloudSuite today. In addition to Michelle, we also have Ed from Infor, who is their Principal Solution Consultant there, and he is going to be demoing the version of CloudSuite for you. And then, of course, most of you who are our customers know Scott. And Scott's going to be tying all these pieces together at the end and laying out the next steps for those of you looking to get on this version sooner rather than later. So with that, I'd like to hand the floor over to Michelle to take us through.
Thanks so much, Deneen. Welcome, everyone. I'm Michelle Reidman, your Senior Product Manager for Infor CloudSuite CRM. And since we're going to be talking about product direction and our future vision, we have our standard disclaimer, which says that some of these things are future-looking and forward-looking, so there may be some changes in scope and timing. So just be aware of that. And we'll get started by focusing in on our product strategy and direction. For those of you who have seen this information before, and maybe it's been some time since you had a look at it, Infor is a global organization. We have employees serving our customers and our partner community across the globe. We are over 17,000 strong, and we work together with our customers and partners such as technology advisors to help you execute and make good on your business improvements and be more successful in the various industries that you serve. Let's talk a little bit about the high-level Infor strategy. On the left, you see the layers. These are our focus areas, and each one of these plays a key role in achieving our goals and objectives. So at the foundational layer, we have our Infor operating service platform, where all of our solutions leverage our technology stack. And focusing in on the respective industries is a key element for us, and where we're bundling our respective Infor solutions together in order to serve the needs of specific industries. We're also building last mile functionality and configuration footprints to serve those needs of our customers. And that goes right along with the industry cloud suite circle, the wheel that you see on the right. Depending on the industry that you're in, you'll see some of the solutions probably that you are leveraging. And up on the top right, off of, I'll say it's at the 1 o'clock, is CRM. That's a cross-sell solution that goes along with the industry cloud suites. And then back over to the layer, building on top of our suite and our technology platform is our commerce and IoT, the Internet of Things. Think of this as networked intelligence and networked data. And then layering on top of that is the analytics based on that connected networked data. And then topping it off with our artificial intelligence capability and focusing in on Coleman. So as I get into this, we're going to talk about how does this all relate to CRM. So there's a bit of level setting and history, if you will, to share with you, why we've gone the direction that we have, and where are we today, and then where is our future for the product. So focusing in on the cloud suite and the depth and breadth of the CRM solution, level setting, where do we play? So the market positioning of our solution is really taking it from the prospecting through lead gen, opportunity, quote, and order management, and then you get into the once the sale is done, ensuring that you're servicing those customers well. So that's the focus of our CRM solution. And it fits into the customer experience suite of products here at Infor. You see the beginning of the process with our enterprise marketing applications, and then the commerce with our rhythm products, and then the sales and service on the right with CRM and our configure, price, quote, and our contract lifecycle management solutions. So this makes up our suite of products that, based on your needs as a company, you could leverage these as part of the CX suite, all taking advantage of our Infor operating service, the technical platform, and then our hook and loop creative design agency brings it all together with that common look and feel, as well as giving us the guidance and support for how can we make our user experience, our user design more engaging and more efficient. We'll talk a little bit more about those elements later. So where we fit in this, if you remember that wheel, well, here it's broken out. You see the industry core solutions: manufacturing, distribution, public sector, hospitality, retail, healthcare, and so on. And then we follow it up with our best-in-class solutions, our cross-sell solutions, such as CRM here, expense management, and our enterprise asset management are some others there. In the cloud, we leverage the AWS Amazon Web Services, and of course all of this is provisioned together, and all of these products are integrated well to bring about that seamless solution. Our focus on last mile features in the industry, of course, is super important for us. And then moving on to our goals, our mission statement for the product. for Infor CloudSuite CRM are always to bring back anything that we do into three pillars: visibility, efficiency, and engagement. We want to ensure that what we spend our time on is improving your capabilities in these areas. So whether it is bringing better visibility into a particular process, increasing efficiency of your team, maybe it's deeper integration, perhaps it's process automation, or then we get to the engagement pillar, which is so important when you consider what a CRM solution does and the audience, your team members that are using it need to be highly engaged in order to ensure that you are bringing about your goals and objectives, which is, I'm sure, improved customer satisfaction. So bringing that all together, we net all of our enhancements and improvements back to these goals. A little bit of fast facts for you about our product. We are global with the majority of concentration in North America, followed then closely by EMEA, and then Asia Pac and the Latin Americas finally rounding it out. We have over 16,000 customers globally, and that actually is made up by over 105,000 individual CRM users. Our breakdown of cloud versus on-premise, we continue to see the trend where we are experiencing increased cloud, our SaaS growth, software as a service growth, and we're seeing a decline. This is pretty much on trend with what others are seeing in the industry, in the software industry, that transition of more companies picking up cloud solutions, which is certainly the case in the CRM space. So here at Infor, we have with CRM specifically over 8 years of running the solution in the cloud, and our historical uptime is over 99%. And as you can well imagine, just like our customers are varied, at Infor, the CRM customer community spans over 10 different individual industries, from distribution to financial services to industrial manufacturing, because most companies need a CRM solution in order to be successful. So our form, fit, and function, the areas of support that we have, we mentioned earlier our technical platform, and we leverage one of the components, our intelligent open network. That's basically our communication mechanism to pass information back and forth. We'll talk about how that helps us from an integration standpoint and a little bit later. And mobile is, of course, something that's super important because our end users are not just sitting tied to a desk. People are mobile these days. The sales force is extremely mobile. So we'll talk and share with you some exciting information about our mobile platform that has transpired over the last year. And our focus on the CRM core continues to be in that account management, that robust account management, and ensuring that everything that we're doing there is as efficient and value add as possible. Opportunity and pipeline management, quote and sales orders, supported then by a rich notification and alerting system. We recognize that not everybody is located in North America, nor are the customers that you deal with only located in North America. So we have multi-geo, multi-language, multi-currency support. With that focus on extending the customer relationships, we have some immediate activities that we are working on. I mentioned mobile, and we have developed a native mobile application, which you'll get to see in a little bit. And this is a native mobile app downloadable from the Apple Store. We are focusing on uplifting our Outlook add-in. That's the X bar, if you are currently leveraging that. We are working on extending the capabilities, ensuring that anything that you do within the core solution, that you are able to tailor it so you're able to extend, and when you do so, that it will not prevent you from being able to take the latest and greatest new features. So that amounts to an upgrade-safe, extensible platform. Integration is super important for us as a product, not only with the Infor solutions integration to CRM, but also ensuring that we look at the view of our customers. You are integrating CRM to many different systems, and exposing and standardizing our APIs is super important, and we continue to ensure that those are as robust as possible. Flexible deployment options, whether it be on-premise, if you're still managing your own data center or using another data center partner to host it on your behalf, or you're running it in the Infor AWS cloud, bringing to you that value so that you can get the most benefit for your expense. So a little trip down memory lane. We began as an official company, Infor did, in 2004, and our growth mode was just super fast. We acquired 30 companies, over 30 companies in the span of 10 years. And you see here the progression of evolution. Why that's important for this conversation is we've been in an acquisition mode, and then we turned the corner to bring about our cloud suites and our industry content. And then really the next layer is, the next wave is focusing on that IoT, the Internet of Things, and the automation leveraging leveraging our artificial intelligence and our analytics and what that can bring. So that's when we get into the visionary stage. Along this journey, the CRM solution came into the Infor stable by way of the SalesLogix acquisition, which happened in 2014. So that's the trip down memory lane. And with our focus on everything Cloud Suite, we have a rebranding. So Infor CRM solution now has a middle name. All of the Infor solutions here that are available in the cloud are being added with the Cloud Suite moniker. So such as ourselves, CRM, and our configure price quote, also expense management and EAM. So if you see this across, this is intentional. It is our product, and it's not something that is a completely new thing. What we're sharing with you here today is the replatformed CRM, and we're excited to share with you the things that we've been working on in the last 2 years, but wanted to ensure that you guys were aware of the Cloud Suite rebranding. And as I mentioned, our focus on the cloud and our integration, as well as the upgrade-safe extensibility, industry verticalization, and continuing to ensure that we are looking at how can we reduce the total cost of ownership and total cost to implement for our customers who are existing as well as who are new to the product. So that's kind of how we break out our investment. So I mentioned the teaser earlier. If you haven't heard the news, we have replatformed Infor CRM, and we've redeveloped it. This was done by Infor, not by a third party. So this is our CRM team, which my teams are located in North America, primarily in the Scottsdale, Arizona area, and we also have development and QA teams located in Manila and Hyderabad. So we were hard at work over the last probably about almost 2 years, a year and a half for certain, and we released the sales module on our new platform, which is based on the Mongoose framework. That is the Infor Tech Stack's development platform. This is a common platform here at Infor, and one that many Infor solutions leverage. So it just made sense for us because it allowed us to redesign it, achieve what we wanted to from a user interface standpoint, as well as give you the ability to extend the solution and be able to continue to upgrade. And that is true for on-premise applications as well as if you are already in the cloud or deciding to go into the cloud. We released our native mobile application at the same time. The current sales module has account management, leads and opportunity management, activities, products, quotes and orders, and of course integration. The mapping capability is there as well. So this was our initial release. We went GA in February, and so we've been out there. This is multi-tenant product that is available today, but this is the new replatformed Infor CRM. Now, after that launch, of course, we still had a lot of work to do. There is no rest for the weary, and we've been hard at work building the marketing module and our ticket management module. So those of you leveraging those aspects today on our 8X legacy platform, those will be released here in the not too distant future. We'll be showcasing them at Inforum in New Orleans in September, and they'll be released in October. So that's our marketing module, and the ticket management module will be released on the new CRM platform, which is in multi-tenant, in October. We continue to add additional language translations to support our customers running globally, and we will be releasing the Outlook add-in, so the XBAR integration in August and September timeframe, as well as we'll round out our certifications of integration where we test thoroughly our integrations with other Infor ERPs and cloud suites, and then enhancing our analytics and dashboards and furthering our integration with our technology stack. So that's kind of how it shapes up. You may be wondering, well, what does all this mean for me? And well, what's the end game, Michelle? How do we bring these two code bases together, and when's that going to happen? So you see on the top part of this bar, this is our on-premise versions, the 8.x, and we release service packs. So today, the latest and greatest is 8.4.01, and 8.4.02 is going to be coming out in August. And then just to give you the illustrative example, you move forward with those service packs. So that represents the on-premise versioning and the 8X legacy framework. And then on the bottom, you see our multi-tenant release cadence and the versioning. That is on and has been since we released in December. That is on a monthly maintenance update schedule. So we push our fixes and new features out on a monthly basis, and it is named by year and the month that it's released. So what's going to happen in calendar year 2020 is once we get some of these big items done, marketing and ticket management, for example, this year, we will turn our attention to building an on-prem single version installer and patch manager, as well as automated data upgrade and migration utilities. And once that is done, then we'll have a major version 9. So at this point, we will offer this major version 9, V9 upgrade, and that will be the new platform. At that point in time, and I just put a June for illustrative purposes, we've not set when that date will be, but it will be next calendar year 2020. At that point, I have a common code base. So what does that mean to you? It means that anyone who's entitled for our previous versions, you have your ability to upgrade to the latest and greatest. I'm adding my new features and my, for example, certifications to multi-tenant ERPs, etc. All of those are happening on my Mongoose platform CRM, which will be available on premise at V9 next year. Then you will be able to determine your update cadence, and you'll be able to, it is cumulative, so if you want to do that on a monthly basis, you certainly could, or you could choose to do it quarterly or annually. So that's how it works together, how you see the convergence and our path to a single code base and single version. This supports a path for continuous development. So you see here illustrated the input of our customers, our market, our partners, as well as sales into the roadmap, which again, we're focusing on those key pillars that we mentioned earlier, and this allows us, because we are on a single version in a continuous development lifecycle, that we can introduce these new features much more quickly to you, our customers, so you can take advantage of them. The one thing, if there is anything that you retain from this conversation, know that every one of our CRM customers, regardless of the version of CRM that you are on, you absolutely have a path forward. Your current entitlement with maintenance allows you to migrate always to the latest and greatest version of Infor CRM. As we formalize our product lifecycle policies, we'll be putting some further information which will be sent out in official customer communication, so you'll see that. But in general, the versions that are released on premise, they will be in a full maintenance, which we call mainstream maintenance, for a period of 6 years from release. And then they go into an extended maintenance period for 2 years. During that time, the severity 1 defects are addressed. And then, so it's a total of 6 years from product release before it goes into sustaining maintenance phase, which there are no new defects that would be issued fixes for. So there's absolutely a path forward for you all. And the value for your maintenance truly here is being able to leverage these innovations that we've been hard at work on, not only in the CRM world, but also on the technology front. And we're going to talk about how those things play together in just a moment. Before I get to the tech, I'd like to share with you some updates on the mobility and the mobile front. We have been working closely on the CRM team with our counterparts on Hook and Loop Mobile. They were instrumental in reviewing our mobile application and the design for a native mobile application. So one of the key things that they are doing is they're looking at the user interaction with the device, and where does a user normally look? I'll call it the emotional response, and gauging that, as well as what does someone naturally inclined to do when they are using a particular device. So taking all of those things into consideration, and then us collaborating with that team on here's what we feel we need to do, it's been a really, really nice collaboration. So the baseline for us is we're leveraging our current technology, and not only are we just talking about the CRM space here, but we're bringing in our natural language processing in Coleman, the Coleman digital assistant, talking through the device to be able to get responses. And mobile is essentially just the baseline, and we need to be able to support all of the activities that you can do in the desktop application, then the full client in mobile. And offline is mandatory, not optional. So those are some key things of change that we are keeping in mind when we are developing our mobile application. So CRM, customer relationship management, but it's really bringing it in and connecting that. So this connected relationship management, a little bit of a play on the CRM acronym, but it's purpose-built. We didn't take something and transform it into this mobile app. We actually built it with intent. So it's leveraging all of the native device capabilities. Okay. And what does this really mean? What's in it? You may be asking, what is supported today? Well, it goes along with what we have released in the core CRM sales module. We've surfaced this in the mobile application with intelligent reminders. You can see that's the first panel on the left. So where I have things that I have scheduled myself to do, things that are coming due that I have not done my feedback or completed. So we're surfacing up those things to you as a user so you can quickly action and respond, and it makes the administrative activities that you need to do on a daily basis much more efficient to process. Bringing a complete view to you of everything that's going on with a particular account or contact is super important. And being able to do the quick tap and to add, to do related, you click on a contact, make a call, and then it will prompt you to record an activity. So it's connecting all of those things, so we're making it seamless and quick for you to do. The device enabled all of the speak, so the speak to text and notes attachments as well, pulling up all of the native capability that you would expect. So this is a companion application to our replatformed CRM. So that right now is the multi-tenant, and then it would be supported at V9 on-premise. So it is not compatible with the 8X platform. The mobile our mobile release 3.6.1 and version 4. Those are mobile web clients. That's the mobile solution for the legacy, and this is our native mobile application moving forward. So you can see a little bit more about what it does, and you can see that we're supporting all those tap-to-touch types of activities and the voice capture. And this hopefully is coming through, and you're seeing a little bit of the system in action. Looking up at a contact and mapping, as well as doing the interaction with the applications on the phone and seeing connections and opportunities and so on. So I don't want to steal the thunder of the demo. We'll leave that to Ed and share with you a bit about our roadmap. I mentioned the iOS native app is released. That went GA back in March, and we are expecting to release the Android version here at the end, toward the end of this calendar year of 2019. One of the things we're focusing on is how can we foresee information that we may be extending in the core CRM application. Let's say if you've extended the solution, added new fields to your contacts or accounts, for example, we want that to be exposed through into the mobile application automatically. So that's something that we are actively working on. We're leveraging an API capability, so the data handshaking is nice and seamless. And of course, the offline capability is available today, so that when you do go offline, you can do the things that you need to do, and then when you get back into an area where you have a connection, then it will sync back up automatically. So lots of great things happening on the mobile front. And now to layer on top of that on the technology platform, and talk a bit here about AI. Well, what really does AI mean? AI can mean a whole lot of things. So specifically for us, we've organized it into 4 categories. You're probably most familiar with natural language processing, so like your Alexa type device. We're leveraging AWS, which is sort of like an Alexa for business type item for our Coleman digital assistant. So for example, we can ask Coleman, tell me this, or Coleman, what's my next to that? And then it has then the capability to respond. So this is with skills and chatbots and voice recognition. Robotic process automation, pretty straightforward, but where you're teaching the system something. So when this occurs, do this. This gets into process automation. So when the system sees this, then it learns and it knows that these are the solutions to the particular problem. Image recognition, so finding information or executing work based on an image. This is a pretty cool technology. We actually have a working demo in our headquarters in New York. So really interesting usage, like for the distributors. If you are trying to find something or locate it, and you take an image, and then it will tell you where that package goes and lead you through. So some really exciting things happening there. And then data-driven automation. So doing predictive analysis based on something that occurs and helping automate the process. This is something that I think has a really great use case, and it's not far off for the CRM product. So I've got an example here. Obviously, there's our Coleman Digital Assistant, and taking those things and bringing it together, and so that we are able to wrap that all and have something that we see as a benefit for this technology. Here's some use cases. For example, enter an order, enter a quote by voice. Cross-sell product recommendations, could be a customer searches. We could be looking at automated approvals or configuration recommendations, replacement part recommendations, and those are just a few. So we are Coleman enabled. The Coleman Digital Assistant is enabled with our new CRM on the Mongoose framework and in the multi-tenant cloud. So this leverages our cloud technology and Coleman. Here you see some skills. This is something that we can actually demonstrate today, and we are working on building more standard skills. Here's a great use case example of predictive account management. System looks and anticipates that based on past purchases and product compatibility, that you have potential for an upsell. Well, rather than you having to do the work, the system could create that new opportunity and then create a quote linked to it, update your account forecast and your pipeline automatically, and create a follow-up action for you to contact the contact and talk about this opportunity. So all of that is very close. This is not just way off in the future, but this is an example of the predictive, the AI, and the process automation when you're looking at a CRM use case. You guys can probably think of ways that this could be leveraged in your own business. So exciting times to be here with you, being able to bring these innovative things actually to the field and to our customer community. Analytics, of course, super important. Infor and Burst. Burst is our go-forward analytic platform here at Infor, and all of the Infor solutions, CRM is no exception there, are in the process of onboarding and creating standardized Burst analytic content. So we've been working over the last year on that, and we are making some really good progress. So those are some things that we have to look forward to release the content for standard dashboards for Burst, and we'll be doing that not only on the 8X platform, but on the multi-tenant CRM as well. And I'd be remiss if I didn't point this out, that one of the key values for the networked data and networked analytics is bringing in the information into the network. The more we have, the more we can predict, the more we can advise, the more we can do more with. So it's not only just about your information and the value to your team and the customer satisfaction, but you can even turn that corner and say, based on supplier information that your customers may give you, for example, you could provide even greater value to your customer by informing them of, hi, well, I see you've normally purchased this product, or this service, but based on this condition that we've detected that is occurring, we think that you may want to consider this because of this. It could be a time of year, it could be a change in the market. Based on the industry that you're in and the products and services that you provide, there is absolutely no end to the value that you can bring in giving you the competitive edge over your competitors, increasing that value to your customer community. Platform. Infor OS. That stands for our Infor operating service, and at the core is our intelligent open network, ION. Think connection. ION is a hub of connectivity. It is a vehicle in order to bring everything together. So this helps us eliminate silos, to synchronize our information, and to streamline the activities and processes. So it can be a starting point between Infor solutions, but quickly play a role for other third-party solutions with our open APIs. And I'm going to take the advantage of you being my captive audience and do a shameless plug for CloudSuite CRM at Inforum. We have an exciting full day packed for you of CRM back-to-back sessions, and those are scheduled for Wednesday, September 25th. Of course, this is in addition to all of the cross-sell solutions, talking about a particular CloudSuite ERP and CRM and speed sessions in the hub. These are back-to-back sessions held on Wednesday. And we will also be having a CRM user group. Our first user group meeting will be held Thursday afternoon. And this is our agenda Also, we'll be talking about our community, talking about enhancement requests, more deeper dive into the product spotlight of technology, what I've just talked with you about, our technology and collaboration platforms, as well as artificial intelligence and analytics. And we'll talk about our future direction. Also, we're going to talk about the enhancement request process. So if you are on the fence about, gee, is there going to be something for me as a CRM customer at Inforum, definitely consider coming to New Orleans in September. We're going to have some great things showcased there for you. Okay, now I'm going to let you hear someone else's voice here for a moment. So I will turn it over to my wonderful colleague, Ed, who will take you through and show you some things on our new CRM solution.
Excellent. Thank you, Michelle. So I've actually just taken over the screen, so when somebody tells me you can see my screen, actually I can see my screen, so that's good. Okay, so short amount of time, right, to make sure we kind of stay on time for the webinar, and Michelle's covered an awful lot of ground, right, and that ground really is all around the CRM, the direction of the new product, how am I getting there from my old product. So the goal today is really to give you just a quick flavor of what that new environment looks like. And even though you might be in the 8X platform, you actually have access to a lot of the things that she's talking about, right? So from a platform perspective, you do have the ability to have the mingle home pages, right? We're looking at one right now, which sits on top of that Ion and sits on top of InforOS, which means all of that collaborative information that drives across the network is something that's available to you. So from a usability, right, that visibility, that efficiency, and that engagement layer is all built in with the thought across the entire platform. So not only do we have access to dashboards and working data, right, actionable data that can allow me to go ahead and drill right through to records, right? We're specifically talking about CRM today, but this could be pick your application, right? Infor applications, non-Infor applications. From a platform perspective, we give you the ability to bring in and create a starting place to be able to work with products and applications, not only Infor ones, but others. Michelle was pointing out some of the things, and I am Lord God, King of the Manor here, so I have access to a number of things. The ability to have Coleman skills. That's not just relegated to the mobile platform. It's something that you could do right here from your desktop as well. I'm wearing a headset today, so if I wanted to, I could actually blurt out commands and have it start following those or giving me information right from within here. So creating and working with Coleman skills is something that, again, is across the entire platform, not just one small portion of it, right? So whether you'd like to have your things from a Twitter-style fashion or have my task list that pops up for me based on what my role is, right? So this could be very role-based. I'm a sales rep. I'm the VP, right? I'm the janitor. I might have tasks that I need to follow and get done in a certain period of time. So I can see them from a task level. I can see them from a workflow perspective, right? Again, all of that foundation allows you to have that beautiful workflow that goes on here. And I accidentally, while we were sitting here, killed the only alert that I had. I finished it accidentally, but alerts would pop up here based on, could be machines, right? I have it attached to a particular device on the floor, and it could give me an alert that comes back and says, hey, this device is overheating, right? Or an alert that simply says, we've added a new customer or somebody else has come across, and have things to make it quick and easy for me to see what other things do I have to do today. So who are the new accounts? Who are my opportunities that I have to actually pay attention to? You get to define the rules of how these pop up on your particular list. Of course, working with marketing, Michelle said we're on our way down that path to do marketing integration. We have some things that are already available today, so pushing out marketing campaigns and emails and things like that, something that we do very, very well already. And of course, the importance of that is the ability to bring it back into that efficiency and engagement portion where I can actually do things with the data right away. She also mentioned things like burst and analytics. We have lots of dashboards already that are created. And in the new flavor of 8X, well, actually it'll be 8.4, right, that will be coming out, we have built-in burst dashboards. So right inside of the platform, you'll be able to see all of that feature and functionality from right within inside of the footprint, as well as being able to call them out here, right? So a couple of different types of dashboards. And as you can see, they can all reach out to different types of data. One, I might be looking at CRM data. One, I might be looking at ERP data. And the beautiful thing about it is I could create dashboards and alerts and tasks and workflows that combine the utilization of all of those things in one particular dashboard, right? So you can imagine all the flexibility that you have in creating actionable data inside of the environment, right? So if we jump into the new CRM has a brand new look and feel. And I can tell there's some of you sitting in your seat going right now going, wait a minute, it looks similar, right? So we did keep some of the feel of it. So the left-hand side, the left nav over here, really looks kind of similar to what the original or the current platform actually has. So understanding what accounts, contacts, leads, and opportunities are, right? That's the primary feature functionality that is within a particular CRM, within our CRM, so I can actually get to those details right away. As Michelle laid out in the roadmap, we're soon to be adding things to support services and soon to be adding the marketing platform components that are built in here, but we've already got a lot of that stuff working within this particular platform. So from obviously a calendaring perspective, we already do that part where we're getting ready to roll out that email integration. So for any of you who are already using XBAR, that's something that's moving ahead and moving forward with the multi-tenant platform as well. So we'll be able to use that just like you would currently today. So that's a nice thing to have. And when we drill into our accounts, the ability to go look and pull information out of the environment is still as quick and easy as it was before. So previously, we did things like create groups, right, to be able to search and find. We had things like speed search to be able to go find particular data. I'm feeling like I'm having a little bit of a screen lag right here, so we'll let it catch up. I think I let it sit here a little bit too long, but we'll give it a second. If it doesn't come back, we'll try to grab another group here. There we go, a little data coming back for me. So when it catches up, you'll be able to see the menu system comes back, but the full data that happens to reside out here, being able to search by typing in account information. If I wanted to go find all my Abbott accounts, right, I can simply do a quick search. And not only is it going to do it from an account perspective, but it's also going to go do it across names, right? So I can see that I have a company name of Full Systems, but across the line here, I've got Keith Abbott, who happens to be in the contact. So you're in control, much like speed search, of defining what fields are we searching across in the particular platform. So when we talk about being able to build groups, because that's something that was very strong in the single tenant platform, the ability to define quick lookup groups to be able to find things. And when I have my different groups, I have my all accounts, favorites, importance. Those are filters now, right? We don't call them groups, we call them filters. So whether I'm looking at all my accounts or I want to look at my East Coast accounts, I can drill in here and go find all of the accounts that have been defined in my East environment to be able to go get those records. So same feature functionality that you're used to having in the past, but you're also able to continue to move forward with the flexibility. So when we drive into particular accounts, I'm going to go look up a particular account because there is some stuff that Michelle mentioned that I wanted to make sure shows and rolls forward inside of the new platform. So I'm going to go look up Benson real quick. All right. Hopefully we find it rather quickly here if I spelled it right. So I have Benson Pumps out here. So I've been looking at it in that traditional list view. If I drive into that particular account, now we're going to jump over into the detail view, and this is the meat and potatoes of that particular account. So I can see who they are, who my primary contact happens to be, what their address is, right? I can get a little bit of feedback about the particular company, how many employees, what is their average revenue, and tie things with KPIs, right? So we've done a great job now of giving you that functionality that says, what is this company doing for me? What is this company doing for themselves? So I can actually learn very quickly. I've also got it connected up to the stock market, right? So I can see when they're up and I can see when they're down. And as you can see, we've got a much different look and feel for the environment, right? So if I needed to go look at particular information about somebody, I most certainly could. How many contacts do I have? I've got 2 active contacts. But what I really wanted to point out here, because we're actually running out of time, is I wanted to point out the fact that we have already done some things to make sure the integration to ERP data resides, right? So I have bill tos and ship tos, and you can see already without me even clicking into it that I have data in here. So if I wanted to go look at a particular invoice, I've got 6 invoices out here. They have different data that are aligned to them, and everything can be visualized with either a list view, or you can actually put it in a card view, so more detailed information comes out based on the card view that shows up, and when that is out there, so I can actually see greater detail about the card. Drilling into these guys would do that same thing that you're expecting or would have expected out of the single-tenant platform, drilling deeper into more information. What are the line items? What are the products? What is the shipping status? All of those things that comes from a integration to any one of your ERPs. Now, we did talk a little bit about marketing integration, but if we had more time, I'd run through that. And at some point, I think we will get back together, or we can make sure that you guys get to see a full driving perspective of the mobile application. You can actually go out to the Apple Store right now, and you can download it, so you can actually have a look at what it looks like. And then if you want to work with our partner here, TechAd, we can actually see about getting you connected to it so you can touch it, feel it, love it, as the case may be. So, very short on time. I want to make sure that we give Scott some time to cover some bases, but the idea was to give you a short flavor of what the new platform looks like. There's a lot of things coming. If you do come to Inforum, there are a number of sessions. In the hub, we're going to have all of this stuff out there and running. I actually have a training session that will allow you to come in and lay your hands on the CRM, right? So you'll be able to get under the covers and see the mobile piece, be able to see the desktop piece, as well as the email integration stuff. So if you come to Inforum, look for that particular training session. I don't know what day it's on, but you'll be able to have access to that. So I don't want to chew up the rest of the time, so I will yield back. That is a really quick flavor of the new platform. So let me pass this back to, well, I'll just stop my screen share, and I think it goes to Scott. Yes, there we go.
I think that that was great, and I know it was quick. What we're going to do is we'll take, and in addition to sending out this video after the webinar, we'll make sure and work with Ed and Michelle and get out, smaller chunks of videos and demos of specific features, so that we can get you, you can see the experience for, the mobile client, for example, and all the different pieces of the application. So what this kind of is leading towards now is, we've got this new platform. Infor's put a lot of work into it, and now how does that affect, our existing customer base and where you are with what you may be doing around CRM or other technology applications within your organization. And so we just want to make sure and kind of have basically three outtakes from what we're trying to get across today. And the first is we want to make sure and keep you guys informed. And so like today, we reached out and we have had this webinar, and we've made sure to get the information out, and we'll continue to do that. So Infor is going to have updates that come out, as Michelle mentioned, and I'll make sure if there's customer-facing links that we should be including you guys on for information directly from Infor. We'll make sure you get those so you can get signed up, so you can make sure you're consuming all the information that Infor puts out. And then we'll also send out updates on where things are at with different pieces of the new platform, and in particular, as they have different pieces that are released, as Michelle's kind of talking about the roadmap, we'll make sure that you're fully aware where those are, because it may be that for your organization, there's a key piece that is, okay, well, once we're at this point with the new platform, that's really going to fit in well with us making a transition, and we'll want to make sure that we're all on the same page there. So as part of that, we're going to strategize together, and we're going to try and reach out to each of you and determine where you're at with technology as it relates to CRM and any other related applications that may impact CRM. Because as even as you saw with both Michelle and Ed, CRM is one piece of the technology pie, within your organization. You're going to have marketing automation tools, your back office ERP applications, and other various technology initiatives that you may be looking to, make a change somewhere, and we want to make sure and understand, where CRM fits in that. You may have just completed an upgrade to the latest platform, and and be comfortable at that level until there's a time where you're ready to make the transition over to the new platform. Alternatively, you may still be on an older version of Infor CRM or Sales Logics, and be ready to make a change sooner. And we just want to kind of find out where you guys are each in your own process for that. In particular, where we have customers that are specifically on single tenant or on premise, when that piece is available in the new platform, and that would be an appropriate time for to start planning for that change. Others may be looking to move off of being on premise and move into a cloud environment, and so just figuring out where that all works with your team. So we'll be reaching out via email and phone to just really make sure we understand where each of our customers is in that process, so we can best assist you with that. And then collaboration. In the same vein as we're trying to help understand where you're at with CRM, if you're ready to make a change on something, it's probably worth at least giving us a call. Reach out to your customer success manager and find out, hey, we're looking to change this application that you may think isn't really related, but then there could be an impact. And figuring out before you're making that investment in time and money, let's make sure that we're on the same page as far as any initiatives that are related or could potentially impact CRM. And I've been trying to do that over the last few months now that we had a clear vision of where the new CloudSuite platform is at. If as I've been talking to different of you around upgrades or converting from the Windows client to the web client, we've been introducing that idea of making you aware that we also have this new platform that's coming out. So does it make sense to invest in this new functionality, a new custom functionality in the current platform, or would it be potentially more efficient to go to the new platform first and then implement that new functionality that's a requirement to make your use of the system more efficient, more beneficial for your organization. So so the more we can collaborate together on those different types of initiatives, the better off I think everybody will be. So there's no surprises when we need to do something and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I wish I'd realized that this was going to happen. I would have kind of changed my priorities around or whatever. So we're really trying to make sure and be proactive and get in front of that so that we're all on the same page and everybody kind of has a clear path forward. So again, look for us to be reaching out via email. We're definitely going to send you the webinar and additional videos and demos as they come available, and we'll make an effort to really get those into nice bite-sized pieces that are easy to consume and share with your users potentially as well to build energy around what Infor is doing and the new functionality. And then reach out to us as well as you're making changes and you're ready to do different initiatives. Just keeping us all on the same page is really going to go a long ways towards having a smooth transition as we work through kind of this transition from one major platform that's been in existence for a long time onto a new platform moving forward into the future. Janine, did you want to do a wrap-up?
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for being with us today. As Scott mentioned, you will receive a recording of this. I know there was one question. I'm not sure. I think Michelle may have answered it about Mongoose. If anybody else has any questions, please let us know now. If you need to contact any of us, at the bottom of the screen there, you'll see something called widgets, and that's a nice way to get in touch with one of us. If you think of a question later, you want to reach out, in that bottom area, there's information about each of the presenters today and our contact information. So feel free to reach out to us about that, and we will get back to you. Okay, so I'd like to thank everyone for being with us today. And again, thank you to Michelle and Ed, and I hope everyone has a lovely afternoon.